obviously, so today we had a cancellation of the podcast, and I was like, you know what? I still want to have a podcast, so let's have John come on, and we'll just bullshit. But a while back, when he first came over, we were bullshitting, not recording, and we were talking about some of your stories from when you were overseas. And I'm like, we need to have a fucking podcast about that. And what better time than we have a cancellation? So yeah, like, so you can just, I guess,
I don't know, man.
say,
There's a lot of stories, man. There's like
when did it start? When did you go into the service?
Well, I went right after high school. Like, I literally, how'd it go down? I graduated. I pretty much enjoyed summer break, and then August I went to boot camp.
Oh, okay.
So I went August through, like, right around November-ish. So it was right around, this time.
What was that, 3 months or 4 months?
3 months.
3 months.
San Diego. And then, like, I think I was, like, in the middle of Thanksgiving dinner. And they called me up and they were like, hey, plans, telling me that basically they bumped my shit up, like, a week or so. So I wouldn't get, like, the full vacation with my family.
Oh, really?
They're like, yeah, you're starting on this next group already. So then I went back to California.
So how long were you back for the holiday before you got the call?
Well, I was supposed to have, like, I think 3-4 weeks off because I was doing recruiting assistance.
Okay.
So.
So you got the call.
And then they was just like, by the way, like, forget the whole recruiting thing. Like, you're gonna be moving, and then, like, Monday, and I'm just like, fuck. So
what year is this?
This is 07.
07.
Yeah,
okay.
So I went in I did 5 years, 07 through 12. Yeah. And in that time, shit, let's see, where did I live? California, 29 Palms area, Riverside, Pendleton, East Coast, Camp Lejeune, which was like Jacksonville area. Oh, really? I did a lot of bouncing back and forth between there. Like, it was fucked up. I kept winding up in 29 Palms somehow.
So you were traveling these different bases or something?
Yeah, like, well, you get orders, and the way it works is, like, usually, like, you do boot camp, you do your job training, which could be, if you're infantry, it's more specialized field. If you're not, you go learn your trade that you're gonna do for the next couple of years. And then you get set somewhere. So I got sent to 29 Palms.
Time out 1 second. I'm gonna turn the fan on.
Oh shit! All right.
Or you can keep going.
And so yeah, so I got sent to 29 Palms, and that was just a duty station. There's like different stations you could get sent to, but the idea is you're gonna stay at one for a fixed period of time, like
right?
A couple of years, and then you could qualify to move somewhere else. I somehow kept kind of like manipulating the system, I guess you could say, to keep bouncing. Because before my actual term was up at 29 Palms, I was trying to get overseas. So they were like, oh yeah, well, you can go to Riverside. You could get attached to this group. They should be going to, like, Iraq. Well, that didn't happen. So all right, back to 29 Palms I went.
The place that you just seem to somehow you end up there.
Yep, and then I actually requested orders to go to Afghanistan, which was a fucked up idea. Yeah, but I was just like, I was tired of sitting on.
You just wanted to go?
Kinda. I mean, everyone around you goes, and it kind of becomes like this weird, fucked up, like, rite of passage in the military, like, especially in the Marines, like.
Especially at that time.
It's like everybody seemed to be. It was like you were rotating in and out. People, you always hear your friends were going, some coming back, and then it was always like there's rotations. It's just a constant cycle.
So you were in the military. What branch? Did you say yet?
Yeah, I was in the Marines.
Okay, the Marines, right?
Yep, and I wasn't like infantry, but yeah, I somehow, when I went overseas, it was with an infantry unit. And the technicalities behind that is that, well, you got to think about it. Well, even in an infantry unit, you're still going to need supply dudes. They still need people to work in the armory. And that's how I got in, was the armory position. So I talked to this guy. There's like one dude in charge of each job field. He's the monitor. And he decides, he can tell where there's openings. Like, oh, they need one person over here because somebody's leaving soon. So if you want to transfer over, like, he's the guy.
Yeah, see, he's filling all the spots.
Yeah.
Basically.
So I went and I worked out a deal, and I was just like, look, man, if there's somebody going, can I go? And they're like, I was really cool with my higher up gunnery sergeant. So we went together. He was totally cool with me. You know, he was like, all right, cool, you know. And sure enough, orders were, boom, if you say yes to this and he's cool with it, he's like, you're going to go pack your shit today and get on a plane Friday to go to Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Whoa.
So I do
Holy
that.
Shit.
Yeah, no shit. I got it all done, started checking out that day. Go to Jacksonville. I'm there for not even 2 weeks, and now I'm back in California doing training with them to go, like, mandatory pre-deployment training and stuff.
So you already know where you're going at this point, which was...
Yep. I didn't know where I was going. I just knew they were deploying.
You were getting deployed.
Yeah,
though.
that's all I knew. I'm like, it could have been Iraq, could have been, you know, wherever.
Right.
It would have been Iraq or Afghanistan, really, but where, I don't know.
So you're getting this pre-training, basically.
Yeah, it's just generic. I mean, I say generic, but
well, you could
it's
get
military
complacent.
stuff. So what it is it would be like a crash course for everybody to know. Like, you know.
Are you shooting and stuff like that too? Like, I mean, freshening up on everything? Are you always shooting?
That's a yearly thing.
Just a yearly thing?
It's always a yearly requirement to go to the rifle range.
Really?
Yep.
You think that'd be something that'd be more often than
I mean,
here?
it comes up more often than that with training and everything, but for your actual, like, uniform and your medal qualification, it was a yearly thing.
Oh, you're just a yearly thing.
Yeah.
You gotta go requalify.
So if you fucked up one year and you were absolutely horrible that day and you got yourself a pizza box, like, you got stuck with it for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucked, you know.
So pizza box.
Yeah,
So
there's like
just a
3
square.
levels. Like, it looked like a fucking square. It was like a square box with like a bullseye in it.
Yeah.
And they're just like, bro, you suck.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, you would. Yeah, square that perfectly represents. Yeah, you're a square, dude. You suck.
Like, you couldn't even fucking hit this shit, dude.
Broadside of a barn. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. That just seems like just once a year, like a requirement, but it comes up more because you got to be. You think that'd be something you'd want to be
throw
fresh
it in
on.
there during training and stuff and other events, but it was interesting. It was definitely interesting. Like, even though you're not infantry, you still get stuck doing all these, like, long hikes, and you still got to go do, like, I guess, play the part almost, it kind of felt like, because, like, you'd be doing these things with, like, guys that were, like, mechanics and supply dudes, and it's just like, dude, let's be real, we're not gonna be anywhere going room to room, like, clearing a fucking building, but here we are, like, pretending that we're gonna do this. Like, that's not our job over there.
Right. But in the case of all-out war, I guess...
They still have you learn it, or they still have you go through it, at least give you an idea so you're not absolutely useless in any emergency situation.
Yeah. Yeah, this is useless. Yeah.
Like, I had to do a rollover training. It's just really weird. They put you in it's like they put like a Humvee on this, like, hydraulic, and then they hit a button and they just like flips over completely.
Oh, okay. So
you're like strapped in, and you're just sitting there, and, like, you know, at any second this asshole is just gonna, like,
boom,
hit this button, and you're just about to get completely fucking rocked.
Damn.
Like, just completely 180. Like, oh, that sucks.
Oh. Yeah.
Then it'd be like, you know,
because you know it's coming.
Because you know it's coming, so you're anticipating. You're just like, motherfucker.
It's like, how do you relax when you know it's coming? You know.
That's what sucked, because you can see him right out the fucking window, and he'd be bullshitting. You could tell he was, like, fucking with you, because he's, like, waving it around, like, da da da, telling a story, like, oh, like,
yeah,
fuck you, asshole.
Yeah, I'm tense this whole time because I know it's coming, so it's still not realistic.
Yeah, and then they'd be like, all right, now he's hurt, so now you gotta drag him, and I'd be like, god damn it, dude, I'm 5'4", bro, how the fuck?
Yeah, no shit. Harris a 5'4", dude. How tall was he?
Well, dude, that's the thing. I was like a goddamn dwarf amongst like these
The
goddamn
first word
gorillas, man.
First word that popped in my head was men. This dwarf among men.
I'm like these fucking dwarf among apes, man. It's
Yeah.
fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm
these
5'4",
gorillas out
and
there.
all these dudes clearly were athletic, like linebacker motherfuckers, like
Yeah.
bigger
Yeah.
than a house fridge, like. And I'm just like, God damn it! I gotta drag your ass over here, like, God
Yeah,
damn
but
it.
that is like what you said though about, you know, there's a lot. Some people
It's
maybe
just
by
comical.
now more people realize, but there's a lot of stuff that you can do in the army that's not going and fighting. And,
Oh yeah, like one of
you know
my
what I
buddies,
mean?
like he was one of the coolest dudes I met. He was actually one of the cooks. Those guys were dope as fuck.
Right. And
You
that's
know?
what you do every day.
And
is you do
one of the other cool dudes I met, he was a combat cameraman. And actually, that was a fucked up job. It's not what I thought it would be like. Like, I figured camera, like, all right, you're combat photographer, right?
yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, I don't know why I didn't really piece it together. Like, dude, he was on more foot patrols than any motherfucker.
Really? Yeah,
Because
well,
they needed
because
somebody to
they
document
need
it.
to document.
You know?
Yeah.
So every time he'd be like, "Oh, I'm with this, you know, I'm with these guys today." He'd be like, coming and going. Every time they left, he went. You know.
Right.
And so then if they got in some shit, now he's in the middle of it, and I'd
It
be
would
like,
be a cool,
"Damn, dude,
cool
like,
ass fucking job.
it's not what I
but
would have." Like, you think about it,
You're out
like,
there every time.
you're like, "Oh, this motherfucker takes pictures." It's like, well, no, that motherfucker's like out there with you guys every time. Like, you get in some shit, and he's with you. Like,
And he's carrying a gun too.
yeah, he's carrying a rifle and a camera.
Shit
Like,
breaks out in fucking all out
it's
war.
crazy, dude.
Your fucking ass is gonna have to shoot too. So you're just as much in the shit.
But then the fucked up thing is that
I never thought about that. The camera guy.
yeah,
He takes all those pictures.
exactly, and he's taking videos and
It's the fucking
pictures
camera
like
dude.
while they're all getting shot at. It's like,
Yeah.
you never really think about that, dude. It's like, no, it's not some Hollywood bullshit. Like, that's some fucking kid just
Just so happened
Doing
to
his
be
thing.
like good with a camera and applied to join and got it. Got that position. I wonder how you ended up getting that. I wonder if you even need to be good with a camera. Why don't they just stick anybody with it?
they could. I mean, like, going into it, there's like a test. Anybody that wants to sign up in the military can go. They're gonna make you do it. It's the ASVAB,
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
and it's just like it gives you a score, like an aptitude score in just general areas. You know, so it's like, well, to get this type of a job, you need to score within up to this point within this area. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so like, say you were like you had an aptitude for like mechanical stuff, like, well, you odds are you're gonna, the better you were at it, the more complex it could be. Like, are you gonna be an armor, a mechanic, or are you gonna go be like a jet mechanic?
Yeah.
You know, like, so you knew kind of a general field. Like, I knew going in it was gonna be 2100 21XX. That's all I knew. So it was going to be some sort of electrical ordnance. That's all I knew.
21XX.
Yeah, so I wound up being what's called
Is that like? Did you like? Was that like a 21XX? So you look it up and then it said what it was.
yeah, pretty
'Cause I'm
much
like,
like kind of
what
like
the hell is
anything
20?
infantry is like 03. Oh, like 0311 would be like infantry rifleman, and like,
Okay. Yeah, so it matches up with something. You
yeah,
wanna
so
find
it's
it.
like I just knew I would be something within a 2100 field,
Okay.
and 2100 was like electrical ordnance.
Okay.
So what my actual job position was, I fixed primarily just due to super chill. Like, but it was such a wide range
Was
of
it
shit.
something that you learned when you went into the service or
Yeah.
went into the Marines? Was
Mhm.
it was Marines first, right? You never went to Army
Yeah.
and then Marines. It was just straight to Marines, right?
Straight to Marines, yeah.
So when you went in there, it was something that you had to learn
Yeah,
while you were
so
there?
after boot camp and all, they sent me to Aberdeen, Maryland
to do the classes.
to do the classes
yeah.
and shit. And that was an army base.
Okay.
That
That
was
was
a
one of
fucking-
your many stops in
Yep.
all of your travels. Okay. Yeah.
And that place was dope as fuck, dude.
Was it?
Dude, hell yeah. There was a bar that served us underage.
Oh, really?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. How long did you have to go to school for? it there?
Fucking I was there almost a year.
A year. So you had a year of schooling behind just this one thing, or was it like a broad?
It was a broad field, so I had to like understand basic circuitry, digital logic. I went through and they showed us how to. Some of us with my job got sent to work on tanks.
Hmm.
So we all took a course on like the tank's vision unit and learned like,
Right. So
got to
all of
sit
you
in a
took
tank
that
and
course
like,
too, yeah.
yep. Sit in a tank and be like, all right, these are the controls. This is what you would be fixing on, if you get stuck in a tank division.
Right.
I got put in a general ordnance, so I was working on like night vision, thermal vision components that you'd attach
Oh,
to your
really?
rifle. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. Yeah, that'd be a lot more chill because you kind of like at a desk or
Yeah, I
a
was just
work
like at a
table.
workbench, just like taking shit apart. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
And
this
all
broke.
of it
Like,
was
let me just.
broke that came to you,
Yep.
right? Or came to you.
It
Oh,
all,
it broke.
it all be showed up. It all showed up fucked up. So I was just like, all right, cool. Like, it was like a workshop.
But now, if you were working on tanks, like that could be like shit, like where you're out in the field and shit, like you're getting placed like right down there where the tanks are.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Could
I mean,
be.
they had their own like.
Like, what if some
depots.
shit like breaks down
They'd have
while
to
it's out
bring it
there on the
I'm
field?
not sure how that one went, but like.
Maybe they don't have like anybody that's like a mechanic that goes with on those missions, or maybe it's the guy that drives the tank.
I'm thinking it'd be more on the dude that drives it, really.
No, if
Now
you're
we're
driving
getting
a
into stuff I
tank,
don't
is it
even know.
like one dude drives the tank, like he's the tank driver?
From what I understand, yeah,
From what you
it's set
understand,
up to be like a 2-person job, though.
like they could alternate who drives.
You got like because you got
That's
like
what I
one
mean.
person with on the gun, and you got one person who's driving.
Right. So is that one person always on gun, or do
Yeah,
they
so
switch
it's
it up?
even with like a Humvee scenario. Like you got your driver, you got your assistant driver,
Okay.
and then you've got a third person who's on the gun if there is a position for that,
Okay.
So even like a simple road trip is always like numerous people,
Right. Yeah. Simple. Yeah, because everybody has their position, and
But
you
yeah.
got to cover all sides and all that shit.
Yeah, but I was just like, I was just chilling back in the army, dude.
Yeah, dude. So you got this sweet gig.
Kind of, yeah. Except
Yeah.
that all flipped up 180 when I went to Afghanistan, actually.
So how long into after you got this gig? So you're there, you got your job, you're working on the night vision shit, you got chill, and then how long until you have to go to Afghanistan?
I did that was all maybe like 2.5, 3 years, maybe.
So you did
And
that
so
job
that was like kind of in the middle of like I went yeah.
for like 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
That
And then
job?
I went
Wow,
to
okay.
North Carolina.
That's not bad. You're probably thinking, shit, this is nice.
Yeah, it was
right?
pretty chill, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like. Where were you at though
It was
for this job?
It was 29 Palms, California. So
that's where you were for this job too.
That's where I was stationed and everything. So I lived there, like,
Oh,
I
well, you were
worked
talking
there.
like you always ended up back there, so I didn't know if you ended up staying there. I
Well,
guess.
because
you might have already said it, but
because it's like I got stationed there. Then even though I
okay.
got sent to North Carolina across the country, I was still back there for training. Then I left, right?
Right. Okay.
And then in North Carolina, I was at 2 different units. There was the unit I deployed with. That was a 2nd Battalion, 6 Marines.
Okay.
And that was like an infantry unit. I was in the armory with them, and I had like, it was only me and one other person with that job.
Mm.
And then after the deployment, I went and worked at the maintenance battalion over there. And that was just like a giant room with like 100 people, all of us just working away all day just on different sites. Some of us would have a box full of night vision to work through. One dude would be working on like a gunner's quadrant that would go to like an artillery cannon. Just all sorts of different shit. I was put in charge of the anti-tank missiles, like the TOW missile, the Saber missile. If anybody's played Call of Duty, like they know what a javelin is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like the launcher for that, it's just like 80-90% styrofoam.
Really?
Yeah, it's super cool. It's just literally it's like a computer just housed in a box that's just in like 2, it looks like video game joysticks on the side,
Huh.
but like it's everything that's really like the majority of it is all styrofoam.
So it's really light.
Yeah,
Then.
it's pretty
Wow.
cool.
Oh, okay. That's fucking styrofoam, dude.
Yeah.
Shit would just fucking obliterate, you'd think.
Well, that's
at
kind of
some
the
point.
whole
Just
thing. Is it's kind of like you just shoot it and forget it. You just
shoot it and
have,
forget it. Okay.
yeah, that missile works. You just have to. You don't want to forget the launcher though, but yeah.
Don't forget the launcher. Yeah. So you were doing this gig though so how long was it until you said? Oh, it's like 2.5 to 3 years. And
Yeah, and then I went to Afghanistan and I
Okay.
did that, and I was with that unit for pretty much a year in total. I was only mainly with them for the deployment, as fucked up as it was. Like I went with them, met these dudes for a few months, and then we all went to Afghanistan. We were there for, oh man, was it 9 months, 10 months maybe in total?
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole process, because then there's like some little layovers that you'd have coming and going,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was like, yeah, maybe 9-10 months total with them. And then I was maybe with them another 6 months, and they were like, oh well, we're going back. And I'm just like, nah dude, I'm not gonna extend my contract to get this deployment in with you guys. So they were like, well, if you're not gonna do that, then boom, they just put me over with the maintenance battalion to ride out my term.
Damn.
But lo and behold, they needed somebody to go to 29 Palms.
Oh shit.
So I went
you
back to 29
29
Palms. Yeah.
And that's where you wrote out the rest of your term.
I wrote out the majority of it. Yeah. Like I came back like right near the end just to check out and leave. And
Yeah. Yeah. So what kind of shit happened over in Afghanistan while you were there?
well, that was kind of the thing, dude, is it was 2010.
So we're like 2 years into Obama, right?
I think we were maybe 2 years into it. It was the Obama administration, because it was very...
Oh, wait.
The politics behind deploying, and then mind you, I was with an infantry unit as well, so I was with an armory unit, supply dudes, all that.
Yeah.
But we were the one little segment of it, like,
Yeah.
everyone around us was pretty much infantry dudes, we were the support for them,
Right. Yeah, you got the couple mechanics.
Yep.
To support them.
Everybody there. So the way it worked was I was actually on the forward operating base, like right in some dude's farm.
Oh, really?
Is where they just essentially bought it and built up from there.
So you get there and they're just like, I'm gonna buy your shit.
Pretty much how it went down, dude. That's how it worked. Like, they bought this farm.
I mean, at least they buy it, I guess.
Like, I don't know how much money they would pay this dude, but
right.
Yeah, imagine pretty much like a helicopter just shows up like in your backyard, and
just
like one day, yeah, and all of a sudden there's
what the fuck is that?
All of a sudden there's a foreign base just chilling like in your neighbor's yard. Like, that's basically what it looked like, dude.
That's crazy.
So like I'm on these like posts for, perimeter security. I'm on watch around here, and it's just like daily life, there's kids working, bringing materials to and around, up and down the road. There's a daily dude bringing his cart by, a couple kids would be playing in the alley. You'd start noticing faces and getting like a pattern and a feel. But
yeah, because you're just watching these people like day after day,
like you're in their neighborhood,
stuff.
dude. Like, like we were just the base, we were the forward base that was like in their neighborhood. So essentially, if there, then you'd have the other companies, like I believe, who do you have? Echo, Fox, Golf, Weapons Company. They'd be all pushing out from there, So we were the center. Like, if they needed like this to support them, they would come to from us.
Right. Yeah, they're not gonna put you on the outside.
And then there would be the occasional trip where we would have to make to like the actual like major base. Like
how far away was that?
It took a couple hours.
Couple hours
drive.
Drive through like what?
drive through absolute nothing.
Nothing.
Dude, yeah, you drive through these roads. Once you left like the little town, dude, it was like nothing but sand
Really?
for just
For
yeah,
just all the eye could see. It's
yeah,
just sand.
yeah. You'd
Like
eventually
big
hit
old
the
like
spot.
dunes and stuff like that too. Like
Mhm.
typical like what you'd think.
Yeah, it'd be like driving out through the desert. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
have you ever been out west of the desert?
No, dude, I haven't, but that's where I want to go next for a big adventure
Dude,
is to
yeah.
go out west.
It's nice and it's like the closer you are to California.
Okay.
Fuck California, but like
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck.
driving
When are
through
they
that
gonna-
desert area.
When are
it's
they
all
gonna
nice,
break
dude.
off and just like take their own little island over there?
Like they have nice. It's nice. It's very nice to visit, dude. I wouldn't want to stay there.
No, yeah.
It's
No.
bougie. Like you got. It's really weird how it is. It's
What, really bougie? Is that
like
what
the
you're
southern
saying?
part's really bougie and overpriced. Yeah, even though it's like, but then up north you got those really beautiful
Yeah.
forests.
Yeah, maybe you can keep the north by like Oregon.
But like driving through the desert out there, and
Oregon.
like especially when you get out near Colorado, dude, it's just fucking gorgeous. But
Oh,
then
yeah,
once you leave Colorado, it's just like instant depression when you hit the Midwest, because then it's just nothing but fucking fields, fucking
That's
cornfields,
so
and
depressed. Yeah, dude.
for as far as the eye can
Flatland,
see, dude.
dude.
Not a single curve or hill in
My
sight.
buddy, yeah, he lives in North Dakota, and
Dude,
he
it's
said
just
it's
depressing.
just nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, there's barely any trees.
Like I would prefer the desert's nothingness to like that weird country nothing.
Montana's
It's very weird.
I hear Montana's
know.
pretty nice though. Like
I haven't been
Montana's
out there.
got some mountains and shit like that, and that's way up there on the border by Canada. So is North Dakota, but I don't know what state. If it's North Dakota and then Montana, I don't think so. I don't know. We don't have a video guy to look
I
that
don't
shit
know.
up right
Fucking
now.
video guy. Slacking motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. So you're just driving through this fucking. Are you driving like a little Humvee or something?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that's actually is a legit job. Was a legit job. I don't know
As
if
a
it still is.
driver?
Driving, yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Motor T. Motor
could see that.
transport, dude. You're just the driver.
I could see that. You know,
Not even the mechanic, bro. I just drive the shit.
Yeah, protect the driver. Protect the driver. Yeah, dude.
You know,
I'm
so
sure
you-
you're packing too. You're carrying a gun in case shit breaks out.
I mean, everybody carries the rifle. Everybody,
but it's smart because you have a guy that drives the fucking vehicle
and
all
he's
the
got
time.
his buddy with him. and,
His
like, you know,
buddy that's
that's
on
the
the
assistant
lookout.
driver. And then you just gotta, we're all loaded up in the back, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody's carrying, obviously.
But a guy that can consistently drive and he knows like where he's going, just has more of a better feel
It'd be
for
more
the
like
vehicle.
kind of like a truck driver almost, because these are like 5-ton, 7-ton vehicles, you know.
Oh, right.
So, I mean, yeah, makes sense that it'd be like a specialized, like you're just the driver. Like,
Yeah, you're
alright,
just
cool.
the driver.
'Cause it's like
dude,
heavy-
I'd almost be
Heavy
down
vehicles,
for that.
you know.
I mean, you're going out there into the shit, but you know, you're the driver. I like driving.
Dude, I don't know, dude. That shit
I
was
love
nerve wracking, dude. Because
You
like
think so?
I remember, yeah.
We'll just be just riding in it.
Because
yeah.
even though you're just a driver, like okay, well, there's still
Right.
IEDs and bombs in the road,
Right,
And
I
that was a
know.
very real thing.
Right.
Like, well, my buddy, he was a cook, and everybody kind of like I said, like everybody kind of wanted just to like partake almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like he got tired of cooking. They're like, well, let me go on like a convoy, you know. Let me just tag along. I'll be like, additional
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
that can
just
help out.
another man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need somebody for like a gunner, like assistant gunner, just sit up here and,
Right.
odds are nothing's gonna happen.
Right.
But sure enough, the day he goes, the car in front of him got blown up right in half.
Really?
And it's staggered. So it
Holy
was
shit.
Afghani army with U.S. force, So it'd be staggered, Afghani U.S., Afghani U.S. The Afghani national vehicle in front of him, yeah, the bomb went off and it like completely ripped it in half. Like imagine just taking a car and like snapping it in half, dude. Like it completely blew out the engine block, like everything, dude.
Damn. So that was
And it was
IED?
right in front of him, yeah. And he was just, I remember he told me the story. He was just like, bro, like smells. He was bitching about the smell up there, like
Oh.
where he was. He was bitching about like country,
Yeah.
middle of nowhere, desert. Smelled like ass, you know.
Did it? Yeah.
It
I mean,
did.
I guess I
It'd
didn't
be like
think
going,
about the
like
smell.
imagine going through like Fenville in the summer, and they're like
Oh, so just like manure and that.
manure
Okay,
and
all right.
fucking stinks, dude.
Okay,
He was
yeah.
like, man, this fucking smells like shit. Poof, car in front of him blows up. He's like, oh my god, like.
Yeah. So what? Oh my god. So like after that, he didn't care about the smell. Was what you're
After
getting at?
that, dude, he was just like, I'm good. He's like, I'll just mind my life
Exactly.
in the kitchen, bro. Like,
Exactly.
I had my taste. Like, it got too real.
Yeah, dude.
It got too real for him. I was like, oh shit, dude.
Oh shit, dude.
Like, oh shit, dude. Like, damn.
Yeah, that really fucking, I guess, taught you to, what you wanted to do or not. And that's what I meant. Like,
Oh, dude, it
if
was
you're gonna
so
go
wild.
out in the shit though, like say I was like, well, I have to go out in the shit, I'd be a driver. Other than that, I would take one of those gigs where you're just working on.
Well, that's what I was saying.
night
I mean,
vision.
like, shout out to the camera like the combat
Or the
camera dudes and
combat-
stuff. Like,
that
he's
would
gotta
be
go
my
on a
second
foot
choice.
Patrol with these dudes. Like,
That'd be my second choice. Would be
you don't know what they're gonna get into out there.
no, you don't,
And it happened.
dude.
Like, there was a man, yeah.
Mm.
Like, it happens. Like, people, get injured,
Right.
and it
The-
just sucks because you're there. It wasn't really your job, but you're in that position.
Did it ever happen on you with somebody injured around you or?
Around me,
Or had to
yeah.
help?
Around me, yes and no. It was kind of there's a lot of fucked up.
I mean, I'm
shit that
sure,
happened.
yeah, there was a lot, but like
Like,
where you were like involved or something.
not completely directly.
Okay.
Somehow, a lot of the serious shit. Somehow, I like would miss it by like 5 minutes or so.
Oh, really?
Like, dude, it was some weird shit.
Hmm.
Like, the weirdest one I had, where well, this was a fucked up day where there was a lot of shooting that happened, like around us.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't
At your
it wasn't
base?
at us, but it was around us. Like, we could hear there was something happening. Like,
Were you guys out on a mission or patrol or something, or
no,
were you
we
at
were,
the
like
base?
I said, we were just at the base.
Okay, you're at the base. So you're hearing the shooting
The way
around
it took
you.
a turn was like we all would take turns, like around one of the posts,
Right.
keeping watch.
Yeah, change up the
Like
scene
perimeter security, basically.
Yeah.
Like you're on a post with a Afghani national partner,
Mm-hmm.
and the two of you would be just like camp security.
Yeah.
And you're keeping an overlook on the road and oh shit
Well, sorry.
and whatnot. But one day, there was like some sort of gunfire happening out in the distance. Like I said, it's the middle of a town, so it'd be like, a few blocks over that way, something's happening,
Right.
And all of a sudden, like, there was this motorbike, like a moped, just zooming by, and it was not trying to stop, dude,
Mm-hmm.
So everybody had to go through the processes of like, we're waving the flag, yelling, he's not trying to slow down.
Okay.
And then it's like, okay, and now shoot somebody, like, pop off a little pen flare to get his attention. Like, this dude's better stop,
Yeah.
Still not stopping. So at this point, like, right as everyone, like, the two people in the front gate are like getting ready to aim in, they finally stop. And there's like 4 dudes on the scooter. And like, you could tell one of them was shot in the shoulder. So he's bleeding. He's kind of slumped over.
Oh, okay.
And the story went that they were giving us is that they're on their way to the hospital. Their friend's been injured. They want to get him to the hospital. Right off the bat, they called bullshit. They're like, no, because that we have you could get medical treatment here. Like,
Yeah.
Not going to be like a hospital, but say, you can still get you can get it.
You can get it taken care of.
Yeah. They were adamantly like refusing to like let their friend in. They didn't want to give him over.
Mm. That's weird. Yeah, there's a bunch of red flags there.
A lot of red flags. They just wanted to get like to go, So he got taken into custody. They addressed his gunshot to the shoulder, and they had him in holding. But while he was in holding, it turns out that they run his record. Like you would imagine, getting detained, they're gonna look at your thumbprints.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Yeah, Yeah, you're detained now. You're fucked. Yeah, they're gonna run everything.
So it turns out homeboy was actually like the local neighborhood fucking celebrity fucking for these dudes.
Celebrity.
Oh, dude, he was like the neighborhood like cell leader.
Oh, okay.
So the very next fucking morning, there's all these old folks coming around telling us how he's innocent, he's a good person, he's never done anything wrong in his life. This must be a mistaken identity, blah 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 blah. But this dude's like rap sheet involved like trafficking, exploitation, murder, drug charges, like you name
Holy
it,
shit.
dude. It's just like, god damn, like you.
And this
people
was
have
the
been looking
guy
for you, like
that had
you know,
the gunshot.
yeah.
Okay.
And he's just chilling in the holding cell.
What about the guy that was like, no, you know, we're gonna that was
Don't
driving the scooter or whatever? Did he go into custody too?
No,
Right?
we only took the one guy in with the wound.
You just took
because
the
he
one
was
guy.
injured. Everyone else we couldn't have like a reason to really.
Well, okay, all right.
But like this dude's injured, he's getting taken care of. Like,
oh, all right. So then you had him, and
so they were just like, fuck, yeah. They're just like, oh shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually part of the gig too. While I did security, it was 16-hour work days every day, and it would be 8 hours of the day would be split up between post watch. So it'd be like a 4-hour shift in the morning, a 4-hour shift later, right? Then it'd be so it'd be like a normal day would be 4 hours on watch, 4 hours manual labor, 4 hours in the detention facility, 4 hours back on watch.
Okay.
With the remaining 8 hours would be your chance to sleep or do whatever you needed to.
Sleep or do whatever the fuck you need. You got 8 hours.
You gotta make the trade, man.
Yeah. So what were you sleeping like? I don't know what, maybe like
5 hours a day.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's kind of what I get. It was like 5.5 hours.
Maybe 5 hours.
But still,
some people would get more, but they'd be like, fuck laundry. They just.
You got to eat too.
You still got to eat,
you get
though.
chances to eat during your workday, though. I'm sure, right? Or no?
Here and there.
Really?
You weren't supposed to eat during post because you're on watch. So they were like, that was kind of like.
Well, you don't get a lunch fucking break.
No.
No.
You could eat. You could get something to eat maybe while you were doing your jail cell watch, like your guard duty. You know.
Oh right. That's what I meant.
Maybe you could sneak
like
a snack
there's like
in while
somewhere
you were on post,
like
but you weren't
that you
supposed
can
to eat.
be eating something during.
We
the
weren't
day.
supposed to, but we did it. I got
I mean,
cool
come
with
on,
one of the
it's
neighborhood
16
kids.
fucking hours, and then by the fucking 15th hour, if you haven't ate all day, like
yeah, you
how
carry
how
shit in
much
your
is your
pocket,
attention span going to be? Besides, fuck, I need one more hour, and I can go get the fuck out of here and eat something.
But it wasn't like an allocated time. Like you had to do it while you were working or while you were, you know.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I fucking do that too, even where I worked.
The cool
eat
thing
some
was
shit during the day.
we all kind of befriended one of the local kids.
Oh, right. Okay.
Sometimes you can kind of tell when a local had a thing going with a previous unit.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're replacing another company, you know?
Right.
So sometimes they've established connections, or they'll like you'll notice.
Dang.
Like
you'll
notice
you'll
notice they've been there.
Yeah.
So here's this kid, and like they told us, well, during when he had initially got there, they're like, he's cool. They're like, we call him Porky.
Porky?
Dude, it was fucked up. Yeah, he was a fucking heavy set.
Was he?
Big. He was a big boy.
Yeah, big old cheeks too.
Big old chubby fucking kid.
Really?
Super nice kid.
Super nice, right.
But they called him Porky.
Okay. He didn't know what it meant.
He not yet.
No. All right.
So I don't know how long they were calling this kid Porky, but
anyway,
they told us that, you know, Porky's the man. If you want something, Porky can get it for you, you know?
Okay.
So
right.
Porky would
Nice.
he ran around, he made his rounds, he introduced himself, you know, they're like, oh, this guy's cool, you know, he's good. Throw him $5, bro, he'll bring you dinner. I'm just like, what?
Really?
Bet. All right, let me chug my water bottle, like. Sure enough, man, because like I said, we did 4 hours in the morning.
So what was the let me chug my water bottle?
Like I'd throw $5 in, and I'd throw him the water bottle. You know?
Okay. All right.
Throw him a 5.
All right.
You know.
Okay.
Because he knew that later that day, I was gonna be back up on post, because it was 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon. So then, sure enough, eventually in the afternoon, I'd see Porky making his rounds, dude, fucking carrying these little bags of food, man, dude. $5,
Really,
bro, $5.
What kind? So what would you get?
$5, I'd get like a flat, like freshly made naan bread, like Middle Eastern kind of like flatbread.
Okay, so kind of like flatbread.
Yeah, like
Okay.
a flatbread, French fries, some chicken, like
Really?
what
you thought was chicken?
It could have been goat. Either way, dude. Goat's delicious. We bought a goat for.
Did you?
We bought one actually.
I've never had goat.
Well, that's a side story. Hold on.
All right. Anyways, so
we
Porky.
get meat, fries on a flat wrap. You could roll it all up and eat it.
Mm-hmm.
You throw in 2 Pepsis and a snack cake. I'd be like, bro, $5, man.
Damn.
Like I know
That's more than you. It's more than you get anywhere here. You actually get the nice flatbread. You get the nice flatbread. You got the French fries, the chicken.
Yeah, soda.
So
and a cake.
Did you say 2 Pepsis or 2
They were like
cakes?
2 8-ounce Pepsis. Yeah.
2 8-ounce Pepsis
and a little snack cake. Yeah, for $5,
fucking
dude.
snack cake.
Yeah. Like
Dude.
a little Middle Eastern, like
in a package,
yeah.
like a middle, like a Middle Eastern little Debbie.
Yeah, kinda. Like a little cake,
Oh shit, that's
so he'd be
cool.
making his rounds, dude, and everyone, dude, people would obviously once they caught on to what we were doing, we all got bitched at for it. They're like, really, motherfuckers, you guys are giving a local kid money, just throwing them money, and then in the afternoon, you have him just throw you a bag.
Right.
Yes, that's exactly what we did. Like,
yeah. Like, you know what could be in that fucking bag?
Yeah. What do you know? He's throwing at you. I'm like,
I'm assuming it's my food.
I'm assuming my order.
I'm assuming that he does not want to fuck up this money-making machine he has here with this $5 American. Like $5 American and their money at that time. What the hell was that?
Man, but I don't know. But like we had a dude, if you worked the front gate, if it was your day to work the front gate.
Your day, damn.
Because you'd rotate around, you
Right.
know. So if you happen to be on the front gate in the afternoon, there'd be another guy who'd walk by and with like a cart, you know. Homeboy did the same thing, dude. You could get some snacks from him, some soda.
So he's just rolling through on his cart, kind of like those like little ice cream machines you'll see here in Holland, where he's walking around with it and shit.
Just rolling around town.
Yeah, and then
Although
you get some snacks from him.
Yeah, although that was actually stopped for a while. That was a real. There was some serious moment there where some shit was happening, and like, he went from being all cool with us, and all of a sudden he was just like, like I can't.
Oh. Like maybe he got bitched at.
Like somebody was watching him or something, or he had been threatened for doing business with us Americans. Because when we'd try to wave him down, like, bro, like.
They were probably like, where are you getting all this American money?
He was just
from?
like, do. Like, I'm not talking to you. I'm not affiliating with you guys right now. Like,
damn.
There was a couple weeks where that happened, and then
you come back around and be like, all right.
Well, I don't know if it was an issue of somebody got detained or the person, because you know how it is. I mean, people were getting detained. Sometimes people. It's war.
Right.
So I'm sure whoever maybe was threatening him and got dealt with or was out of the picture.
Yeah, he's out of the picture, man. All right.
Because then all of a sudden, and then, like
what kind
after,
of snacks did he have?
Dude, he would just do the same thing, snack cakes and sodas
snack
and
cakes,
nuts.
Nuts, some peanuts and
peanuts,
shit.
Yeah, like
cashews too.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what? Some bullshit though.
Are my favorite.
Some bullshit though is Amazon would deliver faster out there to us than anything.
Really,
dude? Yeah.
Wow.
'Cause
like an Amazon fucking van.
Not like an Amazon van, but somehow because they I guess they prioritize military addresses.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be like priority shipping international, but because you were like, I don't know how the fuck it happened, because every care package I got would take 3-4 weeks for me to get, because you could tell by the date on the letter,
Oh, right.
If they signed it and signed and dated it, you'd be like, damn, this shit's
how long ago did
4
all
or
this
5
shit
weeks. you know.
4 or 5
But
weeks.
if you had somebody that
And
could
your
get
dog
you,
died just like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
yeah, man. Like my brother went to his first death metal show while I was overseas, and
Really?
so they sent me the Cannibal Corpse shirt while I was over
Oh,
there.
really? So you had it?
I had it. I mean, I couldn't wear it during uniform, but when it was
Right.
like my
Your
8 hours,
I'd
I'd be like, I'm wearing my Cannibal Corpse shirt.
Fuck
like,
you all, bitch.
I got, this is my me time.
Right. This is my 8 hours. I'm spending this how the fuck I want to. And if that's in a Cannibal Corpse shirt and boxers,
That's
what I'm
exactly
gonna
the
fucking
fit.
do.
Yeah. That was how it was, man.
Yeah. So it was like a rec hall or something?
Fuck no,
Yeah.
we didn't have shit.
Nothing.
We didn't have shit, dude.
Nothing, man.
It was a forward operating base. We had a
Yeah,
little.
that's true.
We had a
You
gym.
said it was just you, and then you had the 2 guys around you in the middle of
So
this
it was a
fucking town.
small
So yeah,
little-
you're not gonna have.
It was like
you're not gonna
imagine
have
buying
all
like a
that.
farm, and in that farm
Right.
now we put up like
Yeah, I sound like a dumbass, but yeah.
we got your transport, your mechanics. You got your trucks coming and going with the motor pool. You'd have the armory. So if you came in from the field, out in the shit or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it,
That's
come
what I
in-
called it. Out
you'd
in the
come in-
shit. It's pretty much what it is.
you
man,
come in with
right?
your broken shit, and you come down to the armory and check in your broken shit, and we would fix it,
Right.
And then
Yeah.
you'd have your
You'd be like,
mechanics
"Where's all your night
refueling.
vision gear?"
You'd have the supply dudes if you could get some stuff for you that you needed.
Yeah.
I'm sure because they'd make orders. They'd bring it in, and then it'd be this was specifically for this guy at this company. Like they needed this over here. They'd be
And then-
distributing it,
and
so
then
they'd
at
come
one
and pick
point-
it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but those supply guys were some fucking assholes. We ripped them off good.
Well, then at one point, you guys are like ordering your shit. And you're like, and 1 goat?
Oh, that was in December. That was actually for Christmas.
Oh, really?
Because it's like, well, how do you make the best? You're trying to learn. Like it's miserable. It was like up to 130 in the summer. Over there.
my God, dude.
So it's 130. You're wearing.
130 with manure smell?
It's a farm
Oh.
area. You're getting shot at regularly. You're wearing like 40 pounds of shit. If you add up your flak jacket, your helmet, your rifle, you're wearing roughly 40-50 pounds of shit at all times.
Oh.
It's 130.
That's paper.
Oof. And
Just lit up my finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't have AC.
No.
We don't
There's
fucking
none of that there.
No. We didn't even
Like you
have
said, you
electricity.
just bought this dude's house. Literally just like,
Yeah, that's how it went.
yeah, we're just going to buy your shit. Here's a bunch of money.
Yep, because
Get the fuck out.
like I said, there was an HBO documentary. Like on HBO, if you look up Battle for Marja, HBO, it was actually a special they did about that particular city, which was where I was. And this special follows 1st Battalion, 6 Marines.
Oh, okay.
I was their replacement, 2nd Battalion, 6 Marines. So everything in this HBO special was the exact neighborhood and everything that we were at, but it's the previous unit. So it's what happens. They're the ones that like they did the stereotype stories you'd imagine of like dudes digging a hole and sleeping in a hole while one guy's watching over with a rifle awake, like taking turns. Like they did the serious shit like that. Like
To
when
get
they
it established?
Yeah.
Basically,
Uh-huh.
what you guys had?
Yeah, like they got dropped off in a fucking field and they were like, this is where we're gonna build. Boom. So they were like digging in, taking turns sleeping, like, and they built it up to this base that we came in and took over. Like, and
Yeah.
then we expanded it and gave one side of it to the Afghani army. And with the intention that we were going to hand it over to them eventually. And now, I mean, fast
Right.
forward, we all know how that went down with
Yeah.
recent events.
Yeah, shit show.
It's gone. It's all used. It was all for nothing.
Yep. And all
Long
being
story.
utilized by the wrong
Yeah.
people. Yeah, no shit. What a fucking bag of shit that was. To
But
see
we could
that-
have seen it coming. We all saw it coming. Dude. Like,
yeah.
some of the Afghani army were super fucking cool dudes because they actually fought the Russians. Like, I think it was the 70s.
Oh.
So these dudes didn't give a fuck. You know? They didn't give a
Right.
single flying fuck, dude. They were just there to do their job.
Damn.
Like, whether that involved getting shot at, they didn't give a shit. Dude,
Damn.
these guys were hard. There's nothing phased them, dude. Crazy old motherfuckers, basically, you know?
Really?
Like, yeah.
They just didn't
But
give
then
a
the
fuck.
younger ones were like, didn't give a fuck at Sleem, dude. Like, I don't know how the economics were for
That's
the
how they're
country,
fucking
but
raised over there, though, too.
I think a lot of them were just in the army to basically get, like, a meal and a check.
Right.
Because I remember I actually got into a fight with one of the dudes.
Did you?
It was, I'm not really a fight.
Fight.
But things did escalate.
Things escalated.
Things escalated. To the point where we were on one of the watchtowers. I say watchtowers. It was one of the posts,
Oh, okay.
you know? And this dude was like an hour and a half late, and I'd seen him in the morning. Like, I'm salty because I'm sitting out here freezing my ass off. Dude, early mornings in like a desert, it's not that it's cold, it's the temperature swing that gets you, because it could be like 130 in the day, but then at night when now it's like 90, it's not that it's cold, but that 40-degree drop makes it feel so much worse.
Right. It's just 40 fucking degrees.
Or, you know, however that wide swing, dude, just fucking kicks you in the fucking
in the nuts,
dude. It sucks so bad, dude. It's so bad. So you're sitting here freezing, and then here comes dipshit like an hour and a half late. He was like, not that bad, dude. But like, I could tell right off the bat this dude wasn't gonna give a fuck. Like, he was like dragging his he wasn't even wearing his flak jacket. He was dragging it through the dirt behind him like a kid.
Oh, really?
Like a little kid on his way to school. Like, he was just dragging it through the dirt behind him.
What?
His rifle's just like barely on. His helmet was like chin strap loose. Like, you know? And then he like just throws his shit up there, and he's like, pops back. And then he's just sitting on his phone. And I like, nah, bro, get the fuck off that. You know, like, nah, dude.
Yeah.
Put your shit on, get it on. And I vaguely knew enough, like, the dialect at the time to kind of like make a general statement, like,
Yeah. Try to, yeah. Oh,
it's, you
man.
know, very rough, like talking to a kid, like, on, like, you know, clothes on, like,
or yeah,
like all the way, like, zip it, you know, making motions, you know.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, he's like, yeah, fuck you. And I'm like, okay, dickhead, you know, like, he knew that one.
Oh, yeah.
He knew that phrase.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. So I'm like, oh, you asshole. So I got pissed, and I'm like, you know, dude, he wanted to act like a kid, so I treated him like a kid. I fucking got him dressed, like, forcefully, like, slammed him against the wall, like, zipped his shit on, like, threw his head on. And then he pretended like he was gonna swing on me. So, like, it wasn't a high drop. It was maybe like 8 feet to the floor. But I fucking grabbed his ass by the neck, and I fucking just fucking yeeted his ass out there.
Ooh.
I was like, fuck you, dude. Like, don't come at me with this bullshit, dude. And he started bitching, and he's gonna go get his commander, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like during breakfast. This is all in the morning. It's like,
Oh, really?
yeah. So next thing I know, he's like stomps off, and I'm getting bitched at by some like Afghani lieutenant. And I got a call in on the radio, like, yeah, I got a problem. You're like, what? And I'm like, I kind of threw my ANA partner off my post, and now I'm getting yelled at by I think, a lieutenant. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, you couldn't call me before this happened? Like,
I think a lieutenant.
I'm like, I mean,
like,
it looked like a lieutenant
shit.
rank, but I mean, I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I look like a silver bar. I'm like, that's a lieutenant, but I don't know what the rank system is here. Maybe it's some stupid name. But
yeah, dude, you fucking threw it right off that.
Yeah, it was like an 8-foot drop, man. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, he comes up, dude. Yeah, I'd be shitting bricks at that moment. Like
you
don't
copped an
fucking touch
attitude
me.
with me, then you want to try to fucking
me.
swing on me. Like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
That was the only major incident I had.
Yeah, as far as like a conflict or something.
As far as a conflict
with you and another person. None of your other guys that you were with though.
No, they just no, they ran into the other aspect of some military life.
So what's up with this goat thing?
The goat, dude, we made the best out of the situation on Christmas, dude. Like we were there for like all the holidays, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, like
So you just made the best out of the holidays.
So we were like, fuck, dude, how are we gonna make the best out of this? So we talked to our interpreter, and he said that if we could pitch in. He already talked to the cooks in the Afghani army and stuff and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, dude. He's like, if you guys pitch in, like for like a goat, like they'll cook it for you guys and everything. Like you guys can get like a little.
Oh shit.
Like if you guys pay for it, they'll cook it. You know.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, well let's scrounge some money together. Like. So the deal was, we're like, all right, well, what are we gonna get? Like, well, let's get some Pepsi, some Cokes, some sodas, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Some French fries, like, just do the thing, you know, some breads, like kind of like what we were buying, you know, like do some rice, some bread, something simple we could do, but make it with goat, you know.
Right.
We're like, all right, cool, man, got you, blah blah. Dude, they rolled in with a fucking straight up like live goat that morning. We're like, we didn't realize that when they said they were gonna go buy goat. Like I thought they were gonna go buy goat meat and come back with it. Like,
yeah.
Nah, bro, it was like a petting zoo that morning. And then it's just like that was our dinner that day.
Dang. So is it like almost like a goat roast, pig roast?
Kinda, dude. It was awesome though. It was good food.
Yeah.
It was actually really good.
Now I'm like interested. What did it taste like? Was it more like a chicken, turkey, or was it what is it, a white meat or?
Dude, now I'm trying to remember. It wasn't red.
No.
It's just really soft. It's really good.
Hmm.
It's different than like
This could be the way
beef
they
or
cooked
chicken,
it.
but yeah.
Is that door open over there?
Nah.
Oh, okay, good. I thought I heard it open.
But yeah, so we made the best out of the holidays when we could, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of shit that happened in between. Like my buddy, his Humvee in front of him blew up, and you know that was that got even more messed up because that was like a dead body that they couldn't fly out for like a couple days just because of how it was like a high danger, high risk time for flying in and out.
Right.
So they were specifically only doing like essentials at night.
And you're referencing to the buddy that was behind the kitchen.
Yeah. So the Humvee in front of him blew up, and then once
how
they
many people
dragged
died
it
in
back,
that?
Two. Yeah, 2 Afghani soldiers.
And there was like 4 in there.
Well, one of them was like, there was 3. 2 died,
3.
and one was like fucked up somewhere.
Oh, I'm
like,
sure.
But like they couldn't do shit with the bodies because they couldn't fly them out. They were only flying essentials in at night, and it was just like, couple days of that in the sun, dude. That was rough. And they couldn't. So it was like a fucked up reminder. And what sucked is it was like parked. They stuck it like 50 feet from one of the posts. So like if that was your post for the day, like you had to walk up. So it's like walking up to a post for 4 hours. You're gonna sit there potentially. Maybe you get shot at this day. Maybe you don't.
Yeah.
But either way, fucking 50 feet away from you in clear view is like this blown up Humvee that literally smells like death. Like,
oh, jeez. How many were you shot at?
I was stuck for like a week, dude, routinely.
So how like every day you were getting shot at?
It was fucked up because like
where you got to take cover and you got to do all the shit.
Not quite that bad, and it was really fucked up thing with getting shot at.
Right.
So here's the whole deal, because the first time it happens, like we were all shitting our bricks, you know, like you know who really is used to getting shot at, you know, like
right.
Shot at. I'm not talking about like gunshots in the neighborhood. I'm talking like at you or in your direction. You know, it's a whole different story now.
Yes.
You know, so it was kind of weird because you kind of like the first time we all freaked out every time when it happened to everybody, but the way the culture is, they pray 5 times a day. Super. I'm not gonna get specifically with the times, but usually after the second one of the day, an hour ish afterwards, It's like, dude, it was fucked up. Like you could almost like count on it.
Right.
You were like, okay, 5 times a day. You're like, the first one, usually nothing happens. It's way too early. Sun's not even like it's before sun. The second one though, now we're talking like everyone's maybe had breakfast and people are starting to get up and about. Shit might pop off.
Okay.
The middle of the day was usually chill. The end, like then like before the sun would set, usually might happen. And then in the afternoon, usually it would slow down and you'd have maybe, but probably not likely. But
Right.
those 2 times throughout the day, it was just like, man, this is probably going to happen at some point.
Right. Somebody's going to shoot at you.
Yeah, or in our direction just to like try to fuck with us. And it would happen. Like, but the thing is like, you could tell, you started to learn when you could like, when it was an issue versus when it wasn't.
Right.
Because there's a distinct, like, kind of like a, more of like a cracking sound it makes if it's like whizzing, like, you know?
Yeah.
When it's within a certain distance. Versus if it was hit more of like a thud, thud, thud. I'm like, well, now it's just hitting the dirt all around me. Like,
Right. You could hear the difference
know?
in the sound of the with the bullet.
So if I'm
hits.
hearing like, and the odds are is like, well, I'm going to hear it before, you know? Because the sound just travels. So usually you hear like, but by then it's already, it's kind of like a gamble. You're like, well, by the time I hear it, odds are it already passed me.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
You know, so then you kind of start leaning and you're like, well,
That's what I was just gonna say. I think the sound's after. Like you can not even hear the sound.
The way a sound travels is like, if I'm hearing it, that's already a good sign because it already passed.
Right.
You know, so you kind of start. Some of us got really like comfy with it, dude. Like I didn't start giving a fuck after a certain point because Obama rules were we couldn't shoot back.
Really? Yeah.
It was
all
all
true.
you needed positive ID, 100%. Unless I could look out there and see somebody aiming at me, I couldn't do shit. You just had to call in directions on a map. So you'd be like, well, what's going on today? You know, because it's like occasional pop shots for like the last 10 minutes.
Right.
And you're like, well, you pull out a map and you'd have like Americanized like code names for the streets.
Right.
Like, it'd be like an animal, like lion, zebra, whatever, you know?
Right.
And then the buildings would have numbers on the map. You'd be like, well, it's about so far out between building this and this. It's like, I don't see anything, but that's where I think it's coming from. But
you gotta judge off of this fucking sound.
Yeah, you're judging off like the sound and like, we'd have scopes. We'd scope out on our rifles. We'd look around maybe. But you could kind of tell, like, with your map and, like, looking out there, you're like, well, it's got to be over here somewhere, but I can't.
Right.
They might be, you know, in an alley shooting around the corner. Maybe they're just, you know, you never know.
Right.
But there was, like, this really sophisticated camera that we had in the camp. They called it, like, the G-Boss, something stupid.
The G what?
G-Boss, I think.
The G-Boss.
This thing was like an eye in the sky, dude. This
Bring
fucking
in the
thing
G-Boss.
could see out, like, couple miles down the road. It had thermal night vision. It was like really advanced camera, you know, but it could see. It was like the fucking eye of Sauron, like Lord of the Rings shit. Just it could see all around, you know. So usually, like if we get shot at, we would just call it in, and then they would look for it
with this
camera. And then on some occasions, they would just drone them. Just drone strike them. Boom.
Boom. Yeah. So, with this camera thing was on a drone though?
No, it was like a. I don't really know how that one worked.
The G-Boss?
It was attached to like in the camp. It was like in
Okay.
the center. So it was kind of like
okay. All right.
It's crazy. I don't know. It was a really dope ass camera, dude.
Like, whoa.
Yeah. I don't know if it was flying
drone
or
strike
what it was.
over there
Yeah, but
in the area where it's coming from.
yeah, they would just drone strike more than anything.
Don't shoot back, but we'll send in a drone strike.
And then there goes combat camera on a foot patrol to go investigate, and then you take pictures of the aftermath, and then they would come back and
the combat camera.
And then yeah, I remember that actually happened one day. It was like I was at the detention facility. I was working the front that day
Oh, okay.
because you could split it with whoever you were with, that your partner. You know, it'd be like, well, I ran the front last time. Can I do the front today? Like,
Yeah.
you know. So if you're in the front, you might not do anything, or you might, because it might come in and be like, hey, I need you to like run these fingerprints, you know,
Right.
or you know, do an intake on this person that they just brought in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were in the back, you were dealing with the prisoners, like taking them to and from the bathroom, you know,
Oh, okay. So, okay.
giving them their 3 meals a day.
That's what you'd be doing in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the front would be like intake.
More like intake
Yeah.
and like.
So sometimes you might have a chillax day.
Yeah.
Right.
Versus in the back, like you're going to give
It's
them their
steady.
meal, take them to the bathroom, and then probably play cards or something bullshit. But
Right.
that got weird as hell, dude. That got so weird.
Playing cards and stuff.
No,
with
being
them?
in the back, because some of the they have a big thing with heroin. The Middle East, I mean, they get like, it's like the world's processing,
Right.
you know, most leader in
Wow.
heroin. So a lot of these dudes are fucking junkies.
Mm.
So we had one dude who was going through withdrawals,
Detox and everything.
and this dude would just shoot a wide awake in the middle of the night, just fucking screaming bloody murder, like fucking flailing, like getting like just very erratic behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, dude, he was going through a hardcore.
Wow.
Just he was going through it, man.
Yeah, he was going
through it.
Damn.
And like I said, then we had the one guy that we arrested earlier with the gunshot wound through the shoulder,
Yeah.
and that was a gnarly, interesting. Like, I think I don't know what if it was even an American bullet that hit him. I think he maybe just got caught,
Right.
because that was a freaking pretty big exit wound for what it was. But that dude actually knew English.
Yeah, I would imagine
And
that was
a
some
mind
deal
fuck.
that went wrong.
Because he never gave anybody a straight story on how he knew English or what his backstory was.
Did he know it well?
Huh?
He knew it well?
He knew it very well.
Mm.
And there'd be some guys that, like, you know, you imagine how it'd be at work. You're talking, you're bitching about stuff, and all of a sudden here's this dude, crystal clear English. And he's like, "May I go to the bathroom, sir?" We're like, "Who the fuck was that?"
Whoa.
They're like, you know, and he's just like, may I go, sir?
Whoa.
Please? He's like, "You know English?" He's like, "Oh, yes, you know, blah, blah, blah." He just sit there all of a sudden, and it's like, you're like, what were we just bitching about and like talking about all day now? That like,
He
like
knows.
how that you know, like
How
little
much
things-
do you know?
like, I mean, nothing big or major,
Yeah.
but like, you know, he'd be like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, this dude knows a lot more than he's letting on."
Total mind fuck. At
You
that
know?
moment, like, you know, just
Yeah.
oh, what the fuck?
And then I remember one dude got caught. He was pocketing nails out of the floorboard.
Really?
Yeah, that didn't end well for anybody.
Ooh.
Nobody got hurt, luckily, but instead we got punished. Not well. It was a mass punishment. The other unit, the other security squad, they were on while we were off, right?
Yeah.
And apparently they caught him doing something funny.
Oh.
And you weren't allowed weapons in the back, you know?
Okay.
Because if you were dealing with the prisoners, there was no weapon policy. Like, you
Right.
don't bring a knife back there just in case, you know, but there's 2 of you, you know?
Right.
So he caught one dude's attention, and he went in there with his buddy, and they you know, he held him down, like held him back while he patted him down. And he found 3 nails in his like breast pocket.
Mm.
So he went fucking ballistic. And the thing is, this kid was like the most chill, calm motherfucker you've ever met. And he just went fucking full 100 on this dude.
Damn.
Like,
Yeah, he was chill because he had a fucking plan.
no. This kid, and all of a sudden, this kid
So-
fucking went fucking apeshit on this dude. And started fucking like cussing him up and down. Like, he fucking like zip tied his ass to the fence. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah. He like had him crouched down and like his hands behind his back and like zip tied him up. And like, you're kind of not supposed to do that,
Yeah, right.
you know?
Yeah.
But instead, lo and behold, the fucking camp commander's walking by because I mean, this was years ago, but the funny enough, on the other side of that detention facility wall was the chow hall.
Oh.
So camp commander's coming back from breakfast, and here's some kid in the detention facility going ape shit
Yeah.
on one of the detainees.
So he comes in.
So he goes in, and next thing you know, he apologizes to him for how he was mistreated. And then like tells all of us that if like, you know, just crack down on all of us on how like,
damn,
you guys can't be doing that. Like, what the fuck were you guys thinking? Like,
did you try to tell him about how he found the nails?
yeah,
and shit?
I know, and still,
yeah, well, yeah.
like,
But
bro, you
still, you
can't
took
do
it
that.
too far.
You took it too far, bro.
Should have just confiscated the shit and they made a report.
Yep, and it's just like, really, dude, like.
So what was the other guy saying the whole time? I wonder.
I don't know. He got
'Cause he said
transferred
there's two,
around, and they
right?
dealt with they moved him around somewhere, and I never saw him after that.
The other guy
Yeah.
that was with him? Because it was just the one dude that went ape shit, right?
Yeah. They actually put both of them off for a while. They rotated them out. They were like, you guys gotta like. They were like, I think they fixed radios. They were like radio repairman. They were like, you guys just go back to the shop for a while. Like, we'll put.
Well, that shit fucking happens though.
Like, you guys are clearly way
there.
too stressed out. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you just get I mean, you know, there's people that would probably that have been in the field more be like, what the fuck are you stressed out about? But it's stressful for everybody. Only some people can only handle a certain amount.
well, it was like weird, man. It was like a really like I said, like you'd get shot at some days, other days nothing would happen. Either way, it's a hot as hell out. You're miserable as fuck. You know.
Yeah, it's not a fucking good recipe.
It's not a fun time. I mean, we didn't have electricity till like halfway through our term. They brought in these generators, and then when that came around, that actually got kind of cool. Cause
well, fucking moving on up.
Yeah, next thing I know, I got a Game Boy over here. I'm playing Pokemon.
Oh shit!
On my 8 hours off, we're all like, yeah, that's what grown ass Marines would do over there. We'd be sitting here trading Pokemon and playing Mario Kart.
And where was that at though? What station or base was that?
This was in Afghanistan.
Oh, that's in Afghanistan.
Once we got
still.
power, like generators, a couple dudes were like, "Well, I got a Game Boy now." Like,
well, you said you were there for
Afghanistan. I was there for like 10 months.
10 months.
Yeah.
So how many months did you have power?
Maybe the last 4 or 5. This was right around the middle.
But before then, though, you just didn't have like
didn't have shit.
Just nothing.
Nope. I had a couple books mailed over to me.
Did you?
Yeah, we get some books. A lot of Chuck Palahniuk.
Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah, the dude that wrote Fight Club.
Okay, yeah.
Like, no, so once
that
one
dude,
dude
I listened to
books.
him. That dude's like fucking good. Yeah.
Dude, he's interesting.
Yeah.
His books take wild turns.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of what happened though.
He was actually like he was in these like I don't want to say book club, but they're like I don't know what you'd say, society or whatever with these other authors and stuff, and then they would like pitch their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically kick his ass out. They're like
he's very extreme.
Yeah. They're like
very extreme.
They're like no. They can get way too political with their views and how you can't say this and that and yeah.
Well, I think that's always kind of the funniest thing though. That dude's very extreme though. But so that's what happened though, is like a couple dudes got books and then they'd get rotated through and let me borrow that one. I ain't read that.
Hey, let me borrow that.
Then it all changed once we got electricity. Now everybody's trading porn and music.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, porn and music. I was gonna say, did you have like Playboys and shit when it was just books?
Some dudes, a couple dudes
Playboy.
would.
Pass that sticky magazine over here.
I remember I don't remember the name of the magazine, dude, but like I remember I was just chilling, minding my own business, and like my sergeant, he had he was doing embassy duty. So nobody took him seriously because the entire time, like his entire 5-6 years in the Marines were spent in the UK guarding an embassy.
Really?
So it's like you haven't done shit.
Nothing.
But play tourist in the UK. Like granted there's like a higher degree of standards and and whatnot because you're you're a representative, essentially, is how it's looked at.
Right.
Like, you're in uniform, you're representing your country. You can't go around making an asshole of yourself, and
Yeah.
So there's a higher degree of conduct and standards for embassy type duty. But bro, let's be real. On your downtime, you were partying in the UK. Like you're going to the clubs. You weren't doing shit. You weren't going to the field.
Yeah.
You were
partying in the UK, dude.
Yeah, just getting paid to lift
United
weights
Kingdom,
and watch the embassy.
Dang.
So, but he was actually really cool, and his wife was from the UK. So I'm just chilling there, and he throws this stack of mags on my table, and I'm just like, "What the fuck is this?" And they're like, weird British porn mag I'd never seen in my life.
Porn.
And it wasn't just a porn mag; it was like the UK version of like the Dudes magazine, because it'd be like naked chicks, fucked up BMX skateboard accidents. And like it was like a weird variety magazine.
Magazine with naked chicks.
It had like naked alternative like goth chicks, skateboard accidents, like weird shit. Just
that's weird.
Movie and game reviews.
Do you remember what
it
was called?
I don't. It was a British magazine.
Dang.
I just remember he just dropped them off, and he's just like, "Here you go. You
can look at these."
He's like, "My wife just mailed me a whole bunch of these." I'm just like, "Oh damn, dude. Sweet. Tell her thanks." Like,
yeah,
fuck
tell
yeah,
her
bro.
thanks. Tell her thanks.
Just hit my own fucking.
What? Oh, you hit the thing. Oh, you sunk. Oh, I'm shrinking. Oh, we got that too. That's funny.
Yeah. So there's a lot of good memories, mixed in with all the shit and all the bullshit and all the really fucked up times. There's a lot of good times with people you meet.
Yeah.
Like you get cool with them.
Right. Yeah. Well, you just build like that, brotherhood type atmosphere. A little bit.
Or even
maybe
now,
not with everybody, but most.
Not with everybody, but you get your one or two that you're cool with.
Yeah, at least get you by.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you both there like the whole same time, but odds are, like you said, you go out with some people for so many months, and then you're off to somewhere else or whatever.
Yeah.
So you get to meet a lot of different people, I suppose.
Dude, I met a lot of people while I was in the service.
A lot of fucking assholes.
A lot of assholes. You meet a lot of people that from places of life you wouldn't expect. Like, you get people from bigger cities, Chicago, middle of nowhere, Texas, Nebraska, Montana.
Yeah, all kind of
all wedged in together, and then you get
smushed together. Yeah.
Yep. Start learning everyone's quirks and differences. Some people were cool as fuck. Others were total assholes.
This is what to expect.
But like the weird thing is like the biggest assholes were always the dudes that had like the easiest job.
It's like you got too much fucking time on your hands.
And it's just like, bro, really?
That's a big problem with everything nowadays. I think people just got too much fucking time on their hands. And they just fucking spend too much time scrolling.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
But I think like that's just... that dude, he just got, too comfortable. He just found stuff to bitch about.
Maybe.
Dude, think about it. If you're like doing shit all the time out there, like what time do you have to fucking bitch about shit? I'm sure you got time.
Oh, there's always time.
There's always time to bitch.
There's always time.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Constantly, dude. Constantly.
Always.
I remember we got called out for it by our lieutenant one time because there's a very clear like class difference between officers and enlisted. Because mainly that's just a guy who he went to college and then went to the military. So sometimes you'd get guys that were like
weird.
Your boss, just like in any sort of real job. He's your boss, but he has no real experience.
Right.
But he went to school, so he's better than him.
He's better.
So like we had this one guy, and I remember he would do his job. He'd have meetings with locals and deals and whatever. And they'd always have these like dinner meetings. We'd always get stuck cleaning up after them. So I remember one night, it's like 10 o'clock, like we weren't really doing shit. We were on standby for like 4 hours, like no manual labor to do. It's fucking just if we need you, we'll call.
Okay.
And you're like, oh yeah, we need everybody at the little meat hutch out there.
Meat hutch.
what was they called it that? It's just like a meeting where they'd go have their meetings.
The meat hutch.
Yeah, it sounds worse
Meet
than what
me.
it was.
Everybody get in a circle.
But bro, we were all talking the most shit about him, cussing him out up and down like this motherfucker is gonna have us come in and clean up his shit one more goddamn time. Like, god damn it. Then he walks in and it was a dinner, but this time he was actually inviting us to it.
Oh.
He's like, don't worry. He's like, you're gonna get to eat before you clean up my fucking mess.
Oh.
And he's like, I don't know who the fuck said that. He's just like, but you might want to think about how far sound travels while you're fucking out here.
Damn.
And I was just like, oh shit. Who would say that? Who's the asshole?
Yeah, who? Damn, dude. Sound travels. Who?
He's like, oh shit.
Damn. Yeah, man.
Got me.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I can't imagine. I mean, I give. You guys got guts just to even entertain the idea of going.
But you know how much like service. When you're not in actual overseas, it's fucking chill as fuck, dude. It was so cool. It was like a Monday, Friday.
But there's always the possibility that something could happen. You don't know. You never know. Unless you know for sure, maybe you could do it. You can stick it out. But then again,
I started a band. Like we had a band going out there.
Did you? Really? You had instruments and everything?
Well, yeah, in 29 Palms, not in Afghanistan.
Okay. All right, yeah.
Like in 29 Palms, I'm sorry, yeah, in 29 Palms, like I said, that back in that setting, it's like a Monday, Friday job.
Yeah.
Unless you were doing a training exercise that involved you going somewhere for the weekend.
Yeah, that's kind of how, like, my buddy Scotty Lang, he's in the National Guard, the Air Guard.
Like, dude, it's chill.
Yeah, he goes, he would just basically, his training or his job was in Detroit area.
Okay.
So he'd just go there and stay there for 4 days. It was like 4 10s. Dude, and then he'd come back here for 3 days.
Yeah. There's a dude at my job that's like that. Like, he's actually high up in the Army. To the point where he's like, he could get like military retirement, and it's just like, bro, why are you working here?
Love the job, never quit.
Oh, he hates the job, dude. He's like, that's the funny thing. I'm like, bro, you could like actually be in charge of some shit in the Army. Quitter. Like, he's high enough rank where like he could be like the boss, and instead he's just like the general production dude at my job. I'm like,
I don't quit anything.
The fuck?
I want this easy job.
Does remind me of Dale Gribble, kind of, though.
Does he?
Does.
Dale Gribble? Oh,
hell yeah,
man, dude.
Fucking pocket sand and conspiracies.
Yeah, pocket sand. Oh, well, dude, this was a fun conversation. I'm always interested.
Shit,
yeah, I'm always interested about just what it's like over there, and I'm sure other people are too. But even just not like you said, you weren't like infantry, you weren't out there fucking.
I was just so it was kind of like a weird like.
People don't really know what that's like either.
It's a weird spot to be in though, because I'm just.
This might actually entice more people to be like, yeah, I want to do that.
It's just weird position to me because it's like. I was almost like a active observer. Like, I'm in this shit, but I'm not in this shit.
Right, especially like when you had the station, in Afghanistan and stuff. Like, yeah, you're kind of in the shit, but
yeah,
you're not out there. Like,
yeah, it's a really interesting spot to be in for gaining like perspective and looking at life oddly.
Yeah,
like I said, man, some of us
like almost like a bad mushroom experience or something.
Oh no, I have a story like that almost. That's the time I took hash.
Oh, hash?
I smoked hash.
Hashish?
Yeah. It's one of those stories it's gonna like makes me like the worst like piece of shit military dude. Cause like my buddy got hash from a Afghani soldier. This is in Afghanistan.
Okay.
So it's like you're not even supposed to be drinking.
Let alone
smoking
some hashish.
Hashish. But my buddy got some from one of the soldiers, and he was just like, "Like the fuck is this, dude? It looked like a brown stick of gum."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you gotta like apply a little bit of heat, but you're not gonna burn it. It'll make it like soft. So you mix it with tobacco, and you'd smoke like a cigarette."
Okay.
You just like break it up and mix it in with your tobacco. Like, okay, cool. And it was like week 3 of nothing happening. Just absolute boredom all day. Like,
Okay.
nothing
Okay.
happened, nothing weird, just
Nothing's
super
been going
quiet.
on.
Yeah. And
Now's
it
the
was
perfect
like,
time.
yeah, now's the perfect time. And he was on the post like next to me, like the next one down.
He's like,
Yeah, and it was like right before the morning sunrise. So it's just like, I can play this game. It's all right. Like, always me and him like bloop, bloop, like,
yeah.
let's do it. All right, bro. About like a half hour after we smoked that shit, there was a fucking suicide bomber blew up down the street.
No shit.
Yeah. Like down, it was down towards him, but it was like down the street further from him. So it heading like, I was closer to the main entrance. He was off to the side. And then so down the road was some dude coming that morning with a suicide bomb on.
Holy shit.
And he just blew up prematurely. He blew his whole, yeah, homeboy blew his load a little early that morning. So
you're oh man, you're a premature
eruption.
Jesus Christ.
And it was fucked up because then we're all of a sudden like 2 fucking high-ons like,
no
did
shit.
you hear that?
Yeah.
Everybody fucking heard that. What the fuck was that?
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
So what the fuck, man?
Yeah, dude. Homeboy was coming to like fuck somebody up that morning, and then like 10 minutes after that, somebody on the other side of the camp down by the alley blew up early.
Really?
And then shit went off that day. Yeah. That day was crazy.
Dude. So when you smoked
And
it,
I'm
though,
fucking
did you get
stoned
like
the whole
higher?
time.
That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
it's like
Did you
being
get
stoned.
higher than weed or no?
It was kind of like weed.
I was gonna
So it
say,
was
'cause
essentially
hash is
like
out of
being
weed.
fucking stoned.
Yeah, so you're just
It
really
was kind of
stoned.
like opium leaf, you know?
Okay.
So it's like very, very, very body mellow.
Mm.
It's opium, like, you know?
Right.
It's like being on a painkiller and
Right.
stoned at the same time.
Suicide.
So we're just like,
comes.
huh.
Do it.
Like that just
How
happened.
loud was it
Oh my god, dude.
when it went off?
Dude. It was like,
And did you poop a little bit?
no, it definitely made us jump. Definitely made us all jump. Like we're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Because, dude, it sounds like I don't know how you would really describe it going off, because it was far enough away where like you could see him go off in the road, but close enough to where it wasn't like, oh my god, like a threat in any way.
Right.
So it sounded, I mean, yeah, kind of like an explosion. Like I don't know what you could really compare it to.
Yeah, but it was loud.
It was
And fucking
definitely
like,
loud.
What the fuck was
the
that?
thing was, is it caught, like, yeah, like you could feel the tremble more than
My
like,
dude was like vaporized right when that.
dude, homeboy was a crater, man. That was fucking done. But then they fucking went in, and next thing you know, they were just shooting at us from all sides, and yeah.
Oh, well, after you smoked this
Smoked
motherfucking
this hash, yeah.
How long? And how long had
Well,
it
it
even
definitely killed the buzz.
Oh,
but it was
yeah.
still like,
Still.
imagine getting stoned before a
Was it all
a
gone
firefight.
too after that?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, after that it was just like, damn. Dude, like, nothing happened, and then everything happened.
So,
Like,
there you have it. There you have it. When you think you can, don't.
don't.
Well, dude, this was fun. This was
Yeah,
fun.
I got plenty of other stories. There's some crazy times, man.
Dude, we'll just do it again. We'll just save more of the stories for the next time we have a cancellation. Every time we have a cancellation, we'll just tell some more stories. Maybe it's not always about being in the war and shit, but we'll just pick some. We should just do that. We should just go through.
Man, I got stories, man. I got that time I used a government credit card and got away with tax evasion.
All right.
Committed fraud.
And next time, folks. Next time.
I didn't use a government credit card. There's a story for next time.
Wait a minute. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.